Yeah, I mean, these days, right, when we think about philosophy, well, maybe not you and I, but when some people think about philosophy, they think about the academy and that it stays
Yep.
there, right? And like you go and study philosophy or you take some philosophy classes so that you can get a base level understanding, and then you go study the thing that you really want to do, and then you go get that job, and then you go do that thing, and then you kind of forget all that philosophy, right? Whereas back in Athens, just to use Athens as an example, back in Athens, what yeah, Plato had the academy did exist, but then
Yeah.
all of the schools, not just the Stoics, although I do think the Stoics were probably the best example of this, although I think we're biased, but they took it back to the marketplace. And that's where they discussed all of the ideas, right? This marketplace of ideas that we talk about today on X or Instagram or the news or whatever it is, like that's not the marketplace they were talking about. They were talking about the actual marketplace where merchants were trading, where merchants were
Yep.
selling, where slaves and free men alike went, where soldiers went, where the politicians of the day went. They were all there together in the marketplace, and all of these all of the Stoics that we revere today, that we read, they all did different things, but they did things, to your point about Marcus and to your point about Epictetus, right? So this idea that philosophy is this pie in the sky foo-foo thing, it's the application of knowledge in the day-to-day, whatever it is that you're doing, with an eye and ear, a heart and a mind towards being a better citizen.
To your point, the Stoics, I mean, it's named after a porch, right? The painted porch, because they used to meet there. And I also had a Greek philosophy professor told me that he did most of his teaching, or a lot of it, walking.
Mm-hmm.
Students would walk with him, and they'd walk in the mountains around, you know what I'm talking about because you're just there, the mountains around there talking. And according to the professor, it was a very unique way of learning when you're walking in somebody and he's teaching, because it's not dictatorial. It's more of a discussion. And if you've noticed, sometimes it's easier to talk to somebody when you're walking, or in modern terms, driving, where you're not staring. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Because it gives you your ability to. He had this theory on the whole thing that is really one of the core original beauties of Stoicism, which was it was a common man's thing, but you could be, lofty, or the average dude or lady, but it was also very much not structured. It's like meet on the
Right.
porch, talk on the porch, walk around the town, walk into the mountains, and talk about the meaning of life and where you fit in.